Hello and hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. And welcome to Last Week in Germany, where I, some random ass American, nowhere near Germany, keep up on the happenings inside Germany using Reddit and the top news story from last week. Which the top news story, speaking of that, I think the main big story was just that this vote for the gigantic spending bill, $1 trillion, passed Parliament, which is quite fascinating. I'm not like a political commentator. I don't know what else you want me to say about this, but I mean, it does feel like, another step toward more independence from just America in Europe. It exempts spending on defense and security from Germany's strict debt rules, which is the first, or at least I think the first, major political win for Merz. Although, the only other big story, Germany's Merz losing leverage as coalition talks sputter. This is above my pay grade, to be honest. Oh, I see. I guess that giant spending bill was actually kind of a win for the SPD, but the conservatives weren't too happy, the fiscal conservatives. And so that has sputtered the coalition talks a little bit. Okay. I'm honestly just ready to see what the coalition ends up being and moving from there. As far as the top posts this week in the German subreddit, the top one this week, it feels like everything wants to scam/rob me in Germany. I'm kind of surprised, honestly, to see a post so negative. I mean, this whole post is like pages long. It's just kind of a tirade against how this dude's feeling right now, an immigrant to Germany. He's feeling stressed out and poor, and like everybody's trying to take advantage of him. Wow. People in the comments are, supporting him and mentioning that Munich is, not just one of, but the most expensive city in Germany. So that's not helping. Okay, this is a funny post. Looking for the worst city in Germany. Any suggestions? I have a car and I drive everywhere, so the new city has to be as unwalkable as possible. I got some suggestions for you over here in America. I want roads so wide and confusing that pedestrians give up before they even try. I can't stand having to stop for them all the time. Is this guy serious? This is actually hilarious. Is this guy American? The city should feel like it was built for parking, not for people. Is this guy serious or not? I need to know. I'm completely serious about this. I can get a job anywhere due to the high demand, and I want to save as much money as possible over the next few years. Well, I need to know what the city is. Let's see. Guben. Shout out those of you tuning in from Guben, if there is anybody. Directly on the Polish border. I am from Brandenburg, and it is simply the worst German city in my eyes. It looks empty, old, sad, abandoned, and dirty apart from a few smallish areas. Most people are leaving as they get a chance. Really, the only good thing I can say about Guben is the Anatomy Museum. Wow, that was dumb. Of me, I mean. I'm a bit dyslexic sometimes. The train station should not even be called like this. Living there is also cheap as F, because the prices are generally cheaper in East Germany. This guy says, come to Ludwigshafen. Shout out Gelsenkirchen. All right, now I know right where I would feel at home as an American. At least as far as the car-centric thing. USA only allows people to enter the country who bring a carton of eggs. Very funny, very funny. Which one of you was that guy who drove a dick into the field on approach to Munich? Sending you love. Where's the dick? All right, which one of you was it? That's amazing. Impeccable artwork, honestly. You've clearly done this before. Dozens of weapons disappear without a trace at Police Academy, including grenade launchers. Did you check that one dude's basement, the guy that had the tank? 52 weapons. Oh, shit. Wait, only 8 live firearms? So the rest were, like, fake? What does that mean? Oh, most are bladed and stabbing weapons. Yeah, but some are grenade launchers. After seeing what's going on in the USA, stranded astronauts return directly to the International Space Station. Very funny, again. Thank you, Der Postillon. Der Postillon. I guess I should cover this. Apparently, Germany and the UK warn their citizens against traveling to the US. Wow. That kind of like makes it real to me. It's like, wow.
The Trump administration's immigration crackdown also catching the eyes of our closest allies in Europe. Both Germany and the United Kingdom are telling citizens to be extra vigilant about U.S. entry rules. It follows the detentions of tourists from both countries and also Canada.
Oh, yeah. Did you guys see about how we sent back that French scientist because they like read his texts? Some seriously dystopian shit. And the texts were like anti-Trump. I'm starting to understand, like, I can see why the French kind of want their Statue of Liberty back when you see shit like that.
Hayes is following the latest for us on this one. So, Mills, good morning to you. First off, what's the
And one Canadian citizen was detained by ICE. Anyway, okay.
guidance from these countries now then?
Good morning, Marky. Well, Germany and the UK really just reminding their citizens to double check everything, basically. With Germany telling citizens just because you have a visa or entry waiver doesn't mean you'll be let into the U.S. One example, a French scientist on the way to a conference in Texas allegedly denied entry because he sent messages that were critical of President Trump.
How literally insane is that? That actually spooks me. That really spooks me. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. That's actually pretty depressing.
But late Thursday, a Homeland Security official denied those claims, saying it's because he had confidential information from a national laboratory.
Okay, I actually didn't hear that follow-up. So he had confidential information on his electronic devices from the Los Alamos National Laboratory. Something he admitted to taking without permission and attempted to conceal. Well, I honestly hope that's true. Like, I hope that's true as opposed to it just being about negative texts about Trump, because that would be beyond unacceptable.
Claiming he admitted to taking it without permission and tried hiding it. And then there's Badar Khan Suri, a Georgetown University scholar and an Indian citizen on a student visa, arrested in Washington, D.C. on Monday. According to Politico, Suri has close connections to a senior advisor to Hamas. But a federal judge has ordered immigration officials not to deport Suri until the court has a chance to hear his case. And a Brown University professor and kidney transplant specialist was deported to Lebanon over the weekend despite having a visa and a court order to keep her here in the U.S. Homeland Security officials say that Dr. Rasha Alawiya admitted to following the religious and spiritual teachings of a Hezbollah's former leader and attending his funeral last month, but insists that she doesn't.
A lot of this has to do with there's a lot of confusion and blurriness around understanding what rights visa holders and green card holders have here in America.
Last month, but insists that she doesn't agree with his politics. This all comes after former Columbia graduate student and Palestinian activist Mahmoud Khalil was arrested by ICE officials this month. He helped lead campus protests against U.S. military support for Israel. The Trump administration has accused Khalil of promoting Hamas, something that his lawyers deny. And Marky, a former ICE director, tells NewsNation that.
So, okay, so what was the exact warning to their citizens? So it's just like they said, I guess, a visa does not guarantee the right to enter the country. And because the U.S. border officials have the final authority to make decisions about whether someone can enter the country, there's nothing the German government can do to reverse a denial of entry. I think that about covers it. As far as what happened in Germany last week. Thank you so much for watching. If anybody even watched to here. Is anybody still there? Was anybody ever there? Either way, I'll see you guys tomorrow.